The Chapter 6 finale event is almost here, and Epic recently dropped the key art for the event, and this honestly looks insane. So in today's video, I'm going to try and predict what will happen to everyone during this finale event. Just remember, this is just for fun. I have no idea what is actually going to happen during the event, and be sure to let me know your opinion down in the comments below. If you enjoy my videos, be sure to use code ToonSpider in the Fortnite item shop to support me, and now let's get started. Alright, so I'm going to start with Superman. And last time we saw him, he actually lasered off a tentacle of the Dark Presence. And then he just vanished for a little bit. So I have a feeling the Dark Presence is going to be a little pissed off. I feel like as soon as he sees Superman flying in, he's just going to lock onto him. And yeah, I think Superman is going to get WWE SmackDown. Like, you just know the Dark Presence is pissed. Like, honestly, you might need a body bag for Superman after this one. Realistically, I think there's two things that are going to happen for Superman. Either he's going to fly away, he's going to be like, nah, I'm done, I'm just going to go back to Lois Lane, or he's going to get terminated. I don't think he's going to survive a face-to-face against the Dark Presence. Okay, so next up is going to be King Kong. As we can see in the key art, he is jumping right at the Dark Presence. No hesitation. He's going right for the dome. And I think as he gets closer to the Dark Presence, he's probably going to get backhanded across the map. Like, he's probably going to go from King Kong to Curious George. Heck, he might not even be Curious George. He could end up just turning into Boots from Dora the Explorer. I love King Kong, don't get me wrong, but he's not making it out of this one alive. Then moving on to the Megazord, I'm going to be real with you. Pretty hyped to see the Megazord. Grew up loving the Power Rangers, but it's probably going to be broken into pieces like my Megazord toy back in the day that I would play with when I was in the bathtub. I mean, I absolutely broke that thing into pieces, and I feel like the Dark Presence is going to do the same. So after the Megazord is destroyed, it leaves just the Power Rangers there, and I imagine they're going to scoot as far away as they can from the Dark Presence, and they're just going to fight some bugs. Because as we can see in the key art, bugs are coming off of the Dark Presence. So I think they'll be alive. I don't think they'll die. They're just going to stay to the ground. They're going to mind their own business, killing a bunch of bugs. Then moving on to Homer Simpson. This is Giant Homer. I'm going to be real with you here. Those whitey tighties are about to turn brown when he sees the Dark Presence up close. Bro's gonna be trying to walk away with his giant donut. He wants no part of this. I love Homer, but he's not built like Peter Griffin. Peter Griffin will go up for a fight. Homer's gonna walk away and enjoy his donut, because if he doesn't, he's 100% gonna die. Then next is Godzilla. Honestly, I could see him doing a little bit of damage, but I do think the Dark Presence is going to be much faster than him. So if the Dark Presence gets in some close quarters, he's going to give him the 1-2 combo and turn him into like a gecko or something. Like, Godzilla is going to be turned into a tiny reptile if he gets close to the Dark Presence. So the best for him is to keep his distance, keep beaming him, but realistically, Godzilla is going to get knocked into the water and he's probably just going to swim away. And then moving on to the Empire. So as we can see, there's some TIE fighters, there's some X-Wings. We also see the Star Destroyer, and I think all of those are just getting absolutely wrecked. And then when it comes down to Palpatine himself, I mean, that old man is going to actually turn into a raisin instead of just looking like one. He's got no chance against Dark Presence. He's 100% either going to die or just try to disappear. Then moving on to the K-pop Demon Hunters. Yes, we can see them in the key art. They are on an OXR helicopter. I think they would actually hold their own for a little bit because they're experienced when it comes to this, but I don't think the demons they fought even come close to the Dark Presence. So I think they'll kind of do what the Power Rangers did, and they might stay to the ground and help fight down there, because if not, I do think they would end up dying. The next up is Marty and Doc. I'm assuming they're the ones in the DeLorean. I'm going to be real with you. They're probably going to see the Dark Presence and they're just going to be like, nah, I'm good. They're just going to be like an Uber, right? They're going to drop off Jones and Hope maybe. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I'm just saying it is. And then they're going to just take off out of there. They're like, nope, we'll see you in Chapter 7. Then next is the bride from Kill Bill. We saw her in the teaser trailer. She was driving Jones around on the bike. She's going to end up escaping. We're going to see her in Chapter 7. I don't know if she's going to get like rifted away or what's going to happen there, but she's going to make it out alive. Also, something that's pretty cool in this key art is we can see the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles van. So assuming the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are in there, and it's not like other characters driving it, I'm going to keep this one real simple. The Dark Presence is having turtle soup for lunch. They might as well stay to the ground and fight off some bugs, because as much as I love those four, they're not built for this. They would 100% get eliminated. Then next is Yonder. This is actually the one from OG Season 6. I don't know if he's actually going to be in the event or not, but if he is, I think it's best for him to just stand to the side and be the DJ for the event. Maybe play some hype music for the Dark Presence, show you're on his side so you're alive. I'm thinking he's going to want no part of this. Then we can see on this key art, there's a new skin for Lynx. That's going to be for OG Season 7. I will say I don't think she's actually in the event. I think they're just teasing her for the upcoming OG season. But let's say if she was in the event, she's not making out alive. And then Meowscles will probably go on a crazy revenge tour. Next is the ballistic dude. I honestly forgot his name and I wasn't about to look it up. You can let me know in the comments if you want to, but this is going to be pretty quick. I mean, he's just going to get swarmed by bugs. He's going to be a goner. He's not going to make it. Then in this key art, they're kind of tiny, but we can see Hope and Jones, but I'm going to get to them soon. I'm not going to talk about them yet. So let's move on to EVX over there. Really like her reskin. She actually got 2 this chapter, and I'm going to be honest with you, she showed up in the wrong one. If she wanted any chance at fighting, she definitely needed to be Apprentice Eevee. But if I was her, I'm showing up as Sith Eevee and joining the Dark Presence because that's the only way she's surviving. Like if I were her, I would go change out of that outfit into my Sith outfit like Spider-Man in an alleyway. But assuming she doesn't, she's going to end up dying. So that should cover everybody that's on the key art. Of course, there are quite a few characters that aren't on the key art that have been important for the storyline throughout this chapter. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of predict what's going on with them, what's going to happen to them. Starting with Mercenary Core, I think she's just going to be helping the Dark Presence. I don't think she's going to die or anything, but she's definitely going to be getting in some intense fights. Then next are the Spirit siblings. I think Kendo and Jade are going to live. I don't think they'll die. I think they'll just stay to the ground and fight bugs and stuff. I could see maybe one of them sacrificing themselves, probably Kendo, because he has this thing where he's trying to prove how good of a warrior he is, you know? So maybe he ends up sacrificing himself, but other than that, I think they both end up living, and hopefully they end up in chapter 7. Now, when it comes to Daigo, and I'm going to throw the Night Rose in here too, because they've been corrupted by the Dark Presence before. They've been like bounded to him, right? I could see them end up turning during this event, like he causes them to turn, like becoming the Tactical Night Rose again and Mask Maker Daigo, which would really suck because if that happens, I don't see them making out of this alive. And they're my 2 favorite characters from this chapter. I really like their stories, so I really don't want to see that happen. So I think that's one thing that can happen. The other thing is they stay themselves and they fight the bugs, they try to help to fight the Dark Presence, and they end up surviving. Next is Miku. And yeah, Miku's definitely going to make it out alive. I don't even know if Miku's going to be on the island. From what it sounds like, Miku's going to be in phase 1 of this event. So we're probably just going to be going to like a Miku reality. So yeah, I think Miku survives. The Supernova team. This one's interesting. Ziggy's dead. I'll let you know right now, Ziggy's dead. That's a no-brainer. He's not making it out of this. The rest of the team, like Kill Switch, Light Rider, Morgan Mist, Haley Sky, Synthwave, I think they're alive. I think they're holding their own against like the bugs and the swarm and all of that. I don't know if they'll take their chances against the Dark Presence, but I do think they will end up living. OXR team, the one that are in the helicopters, they're dead. Hopefully they have a parachute. They better hope they have parachutes in those helicopters because how close they're getting to the Dark Presence, they're definitely going to die. But thinking of like the main core, like Onyx Winter, Yumi, Agent Patch, Ripslade, I think they're alive for now. I could definitely see Agent Patch and like Ripslade dying, maybe even Onyx Winter. I could see them sacrificing themselves, but at the same time, they might just end up fighting the bugs the entire time. So I think they'll be alive. Now, the very anticipated, the 7. A lot of people are thinking they're going to show up at the very end, and it's definitely possible. I mean, they've been heavily teased to return. I think this could go one or two ways. They show up, help save Jones and Hope, and they get out of there, or they show up and they're corrupted and they're actually helping the Dark Presence. That one I feel like is less likely, even though I would like to see it. I actually think that'd be really cool and that'd be a fun twist in the story. But my guess is that at least one of them is going to show up, probably the Visitor from OG Season 4, and he's going to help them get out of there. And the next is Hope and Jones. This one's tough because this could go so many different ways. The teaser trailer definitely ended on like a cliffhanger to make you worried about Jones. So let's talk about him first. I think he either sacrifices himself, pulls an Iron Man in Endgame, or like I said, he gets saved by the 7 and he gets out of there. And then when it comes to Hope, I could also see her sacrificing herself, or she gets taken by the Dark Presence and gets corrupted, and that's in the survey skin that we see ends up being her at some point in chapter 7. And then Jones sees a corrupted Hope. I think that'd be very interesting for the storyline. I feel like that one is less likely. I think Hope is just going to survive and end up in chapter 7. I also think it'd be very interesting to mix up the story if Hope and Jones get separated in different realities. Like, what if we go to chapter 7 and we don't have either of them? Maybe we're in that reality to talk to the 7, let them kind of know what happened, and they go out looking for Jones and Hope. I think that could be kind of cool, but of course that's risky going into a new chapter without Jones or Hope. And I may be a little biased, but I like that idea. I think that'd be really fun, and I think it'd be interesting for the story. But realistically, I think both of them will live, and they'll come to chapter 7 with us. But like I said, either one of them could sacrifice themselves, probably more likely Jones because he's been around longer, or the 7 saves them, or they get split up into different realities. Maybe we only have one of them going into chapter 7 and we have to go find the other. And then last but not least, the Dark Presence. I honestly think he's going to win. Looking at this key art, getting the vibe of the teaser trailer, he's definitely destroying this island. So either some characters are coming with us, or everyone gets wiped, or goes to different realities. And I do think the Dark Presence will continue to be a villain. He may not be the main focus villain, but he's going to be lurking in the background. I don't think he's going to die in this event. I think he definitely lives, causes a lot of casualties, causes a lot of damage, destroys the map, and then we see him again at some point in the future. But there you have it. Those are my predictions. What I think is going to happen during the Chapter 6 live event. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you drop a like and subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to join my Discord server, that link is going to be in the description. Be sure to hype this video to help me out, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Peace.